This month, build your home movie library with the TCM Vault Collection, a diverse line of DVD and Blu-rays, and the TCM Shop is proud to present the 2019 Annual Print Catalog. 290 pages filled with a tremendous selection of movie titles, special monthly coupons, and exclusive TCM merchandise. Pick up your copy today and sign up for our free email newsletter to save 10% on your first TCM Shop purchase. The TCM Shop, bring home the classics.
Films have the power to capture dreams.
It's like waves of love coming over the footlights and wrapping you up.
Love me, hate me, kill me, anything. Just let me know it. I got my son to be the greatest thing of the world.
You made me somebody they can remember.
Come and dream with me.
Remember, Sally, you're going one.
That's what they say. If he keeps that up, he's going to wind up in the bay.
Some of the movies that reflect a seamy underworld that's associated with boxing at the time were very correct. There was a time when boxing was run by what they call the IBC, the International Boxing Club, Madison Square Garden, Jim Norris, and Frankie Carbo, Mr. Gray. It was very much controlled by the mob. So to reflect the Rod Steiger as a mob boss in The Harder They Fall, accurate.
Listen, the fight game is big business. It's my business. You open your mouth to holler and we'll shut you up. You're gonna have your muscle men work me over? I can still write from a hospital bed.
Some of the others where there were bets, like the setup on a fighter and thrown fights, accurate.
Now you got the setup. Nelson to carry your guy 2 heats. Any time after that, Stoker can go down for the count.
You know, it was always that one storyline. You had the kid coming from nowhere, wants a chance at the title, gets caught up with the crooked promoter. He has to make a deal to get a title shot. He gets mobbed up. Along the way comes the seductress, the femme fatale.
Johnny fights like a real champion, while his right jabs with lightning precision, his left is packed with dynamite.
Red dynamite, I'd say.
And these films prove that it's almost like good guys win out. In the end, the good girl ends up with the fighter. The femme fatale was there for a period of time. But during that time, the guy had some type of moral rebirth. He lost himself for a while, now he regains himself, and he's gonna go with the good girl and go off on the sunset and live happily ever after. I think in reality, people they hope that's how life is.
Because what I want, they can't take away from me in no ring. You know, I've been lucky. Somebody up there likes me.
Somebody down here, too.
Rod Steiger's Ringside Corruption has cynical sports writer Humphrey Bogart on the ropes in The Harder They Fall, Monday at 2:45 p.m., only on Turner Classic Movies.
Download the Watch TCM app. You'll find classic films, iconic stars, and signature TCM programming instantly available on your mobile devices. Enjoy TCM Live with 2 streams for East and West Coast viewers. Browse collections by themes and bookmark your favorite titles with the new watch list. Delve into rich supplemental features like expert essays, photo galleries, and TCM-hosted intros. Visit tcm.com/mobile for more information.
And melt your cold, cold heart.
Tony Bennett's Cold, Cold Heart was on everybody's hit parade. Elizabeth Taylor was getting married. Boys wore ducktails. The police action in the Far East was Korea. And Anarene, Texas, like other small towns, is approaching the end of an era.
heard about the ball game last night. 121-14. Must be pretty near a record.
What you think he'd do if he found us?
Shoot us, probably.
But, Mama, it's a sin, isn't it? Unless you're married, you know I wouldn't do that.
Don't be so mealy-mouthed.
Tough it out, tough it out. You gotta be men like the rest of them. Ain't none of you pretty enough to be women.
You boys can get on out of here. I don't want to have no more to do with you. I've been around that trashy behavior all my life. I'm getting tired of putting up with it.
Oh, quit prison. I don't think you did it right anyway. Honey?
What?
That's a lie.
I'll stay with her all night one of these nights, too. She done promised.
You won't either.
Yes, I will. Why shouldn't I?
I'm not sorry for you. You'd have left Billy, too, just like you left me. I bet you left him plenty of nights. Whenever J.C. whistled.
So long, buddy.
So long, Dwayne. Be careful. I'll take care of the mercury for you.
I'll see you in a year or two if I don't get shot.
You wouldn't believe how this country's changed. I reckon the reason why I always drag you out here is probably I'm just as sentimental as the next fella when it comes to old times. Old times.
Anarene, Texas, 1951. Nothing much has changed.
Your cold, cold heart.
Here with Carrie Brower as we celebrate 31 days of Oscar here at TCM, getting ready for the 91st Academy Awards at the end of February. And later this year, the opening of the Academy Museum. I want to talk about what's going to be in the museum. What kind of exhibits will they have?
When we set out to do this museum, one of the first things that we said was this can't be a museum of just artifacts or just works on paper or posters. We have to bring those things back to life again. So when you move through the exhibitions, there will be a lot of moving image material itself, projections, almost installations, in fact, so that can be understood both through the artifacts and through the moving image.
It doesn't sound like you were designing a museum where a couple drops in to spend 80 or 90 minutes.
You know, it's a fairly substantial museum. It's about 300,000 square feet if you include the new theater. On one side, we have the renovation of an old building, the old May Company building in Los Angeles, now designated the Saban building. And that's connected with a brand new 1,000-seat theater, which is a spherical structure with an observation deck on top under glass that looks towards the Hollywood Hills with this great vista. Renzo Piano not only is one of the greatest architects in the world, but he just happens to think in terms of light and shadow. So it's a very cinematic experience just in the architecture itself.
Carrie, can you walk me through what the exhibits and programs are going to be when you first walk in the doors?
Absolutely. Well, when you first walk in the door, you're going to have an experience right in the lobby, which is going to set up the rest of the museum. And I can say right now what that experience will be. Well, it'll have to do with the film The Wizard of Oz. And you'll be moving from the sepia world into a magical world, into a dreamscape. And that will be happening all through the museum as you move through it. You know, for example, there's a section on magic and motion in which very early innovators and inventors were trying to come up with ways of setting images in motion. And we'll have a whole area devoted to the studio system, which of course focuses right here in Hollywood. And then we'll proceed on the next level up from 1960 or so to the present, and we'll conclude with a quite large area on imaginary worlds instead of the real world.
And then temporary exhibitions will be more narrowly focused?
We will be opening with a temporary exhibition of Hayao Miyazaki's work, the great Japanese animator. And so that's going to be our first major retrospective. And that will be followed by a thematic exhibition on black cinema from 1900 to 1970 called Regeneration. And beyond that, public programs, which would then delve into the subject matter in a great deal of depth. You're going to see things that you haven't seen in other museums and learn things about cinema that most people don't know about.
Terry Brower, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Gregory Peck.
Judy Garland. Bill Powell and Myrna Loy.
Errol Flynn.
Ford Hawks.
Fantastic director.
Best role that I ever had. Loved every minute of it.
You see this creature with her curbstone English, the English that'll keep her in the gutter till the end of her days? Well, sir, in 6 months I could pass her off as a duchess at an embassy ball.
Ew, what's that you say?
My Fair Lady, of course, is one of the all-time classics, based on a fantastic story. The story is great. It's a Cinderella story, of course.
Miss Doolittle, you look beautiful.
Thank you, Colonel Pickering.
It was wonderfully performed by Rex Harrison originally on the stage, who absolutely was the consummate actor who couldn't really sing.
I'm an ordinary man who desires nothing more than just an ordinary chance to live exactly as he likes and do precisely what he wants.
And then you've got Audrey Hepburn, who looks gorgeous. I mean, look, we all know she didn't sing it, but it doesn't really matter because she was a wonderful actress and so beautiful, you get it. And what is the real great thing about it? Fabulous music. I mean, the score is to die for at any time. I mean, probably the most articulate lyrics ever written in the 50s for a musical.
I'm getting married in the morning. Ding dong, the bells are gonna chime.
I could have danced, danced, danced all night.
There's only one flaw I've always had with that show, which is I don't quite understand the rhyme in On the Street Where You Live about rather be and bother me, but that's just because I'm English.
People stop and stare, they don't bother me. For there's nowhere else on earth that I would rather be.
In the end of the day, what is My Fair Lady? It's the same story as Pretty Woman. It's been done and done again, but it's a classic. It's the greatest musical probably ever written.
Gutter snipe Audrey Hepburn goes from loverly to lovely in the lavish musical My Fair Lady, Tuesday at 5 p.m. only on Turner Classic Movies.
Movies convey different worlds. They allow you to travel, and wines do exactly the same. One of the particular perks of being a TCM Wine Club member is access to some very special, exclusive movie-related wines, curated especially for your enjoyment. They are delicious. The Chaplin Merlot is really fun. It's plush and very smooth. The Robert Mitchum Pinot Noir captures the spirit of his wonderful acting.
The TCM Wine Club. Every case is expertly curated with informative tasting notes and recommended pairings with great classic movies seen on TCM. As part of a special welcome offer, enjoy 15 delicious wines, including 3 exclusive classic movie-themed wines for an incredible value.
Within every single bottle, there's a fabulous story.
The TCM Wine Club. Join now at tcmwineclub.com or call 1-844-WINE-TCM.